Hello my fellow riders, this is Chris at Ride and Reviews, and today we're going to be looking at the Lambretta Vspecial 125cc Euro 5 scooter. Now if you're going to be looking for a retro looking bike with a modern twist, this is going to be something you're going to be looking at. It's either going to be something like the Lambretta, the Royal Alloy or the Sim scooter. So one of these three are going to be what you're looking for if you're looking for that retro style. Now we're going to do this the same way we normally do: spec, design, comfort, cost of riding, pros and cons, spec. Now this bike comes out at 7.5 kilowatts, and that's somewhere in the region of 10 to 11 horsepower. It's got 9.5 newton meters of torque, and that's going to get you the same sort of torque as a motorbike. Now it does come with the 12-inch wheels, and they have ABS and hydraulic brakes on them, LED lights all the way around, and it has a TFT screen with a analog rev counter design. So as I said at the beginning, this is a modern twist on a retro design. Apparently it's based on the Mark II Lambretta from the 1960s and 70s. I'm not massively into my Lambrettas and I don't know that much about them, so I'm just going on somebody else's information here, so do not shoot the messenger. This comes with a tubular frame, and you can get metal fairing, metal casing and panels, or you can go for the plastic ones. Also you can have either the fixed front end or the flex. This one is the flex edition. Now there's some things on this bike that look really nice, and they have put quite a lot of thought into the fit and finish of it. One thing I like in particular is this. So you get your proper Lambretta box with a Lambretta bag, 3 keys, so 1, 2, 3, yes I can count, and quite a large Lambretta manual. This manual's got several different languages in it because the bike is made and manufactured for several different areas. One thing they did with this bike is they decided to put the Lambretta badge everywhere. So on here you've got Lambretta on the front, Lambretta on the sides, Lambretta on the front there, Lambretta on the back, and Lambretta on the sides. Some of them do. Lambretta on the battery cover also. And they have it on the clocks. So they are massively going for that Lambretta styling and trying to get as much emphasis that this bike is a Lambretta that they can. The lights are very, very bright, and they're going to do you really well for night riding. It does beep. So the bike comes with LED lights on the front, LED indicators and LEDs on the back. The frame is very sturdy, and lots of people like putting these racks on the front of these. We've had one that we tried to do and it actually snapped the frame. So I would suggest that you probably try and avoid sticking those. Stick the hundreds of mirrors on. I would avoid sticking the rack on the front because you've got the potential that it might crack that front mudguard. So as you can see on the back as well, it's got the Lambretta emblem. Got a Lambretta on the side casing. This red stripe here is an optional extra that we just put on just because we had it in stock. One thing that this bike has got that is quite unique, down here in the glove box, so I'll see if I can get you a good view of it. So if you can see just here in the glove box, it actually has a lock and unlock switch. Now I imagine this is going to be connected to the side stand circuit, and that will just stop it from, it's an extra security feature. So you lock it, which is locked, you close that, and then you can't start the bike. And also you've got enough room for a helmet. Now while we are here, we have it open, I will get a large helmet. Now this helmet is in keeping with the bike, as you can see, it definitely matches. It's a bit tight on the sides, and it doesn't fit. So let's try this way. Again, it doesn't fit. Let's try a different one. More in keeping with the style, I think. Still, that one doesn't fit either. Lift up the visor, and we got one that fits. So we have determined that a full face visor will not fit in this, and that visor that I tried was a medium, but an open faced helmet will actually fit in here. You can get back racks and lots of modifications for these bikes if you want to. Quite a lot of this stuff is expensive. So while we're going through the design, we might as well go through the colors and the actual physical specifications and dimensions of the bikes. So this one comes in grey fixed fender, orange flex fender, black flex fender, white flex fender, and red flex fender. The width of the bike is 690mm. The seat height, the full height is 1130mm. The seat height is 770mm. Now this seems quite low, but there is a bit of an issue with this. Because of the actual width of the seat, it means that your legs are wider open while you're sitting on it, and it means that you have to be slightly taller to be riding around on this. Now remember, you can always 1-foot it, but most people can't 2 feet it. I'm 5'9" and I can't put 2 feet on the floor comfortably. Wheelbase it is 1330mm. And your curb weight is 134 kilograms. This bike will take 6.5 litres of fuel. People complained about that a little bit because you can only get 80 to 90 miles on this before you have to refill it, which I guess could be a little bit annoying. As I said before, I can't put my feet flat on the floor whilst I'm sitting on this, and I am 5'9", but most of the time you want to be riding around with 1 foot anyway. The actual suspension on this is rather hard. It will soften up a little bit, but it's not going to be massively soft all the time. I think it's designed to do that. These feel quite fast when you're riding them, so that is always a good thing. The tyres as well are a good thing, and the ABS is a good thing. That means that your actual riding experience is going to be a lot better on this. The lights make a big difference for the night. This is a very good scooter. Most people will be using these for weekend riding. You can use them for commuting, and they would be a good bike for commuting because of all the optional extras. But yeah, you're obviously paying for that, and we'll get to that in a minute. The last thing I want to show you is this. So you've got your rev counter, how much fuel, your battery, your OD meter, your how far you've been, engine management light, oil light, indicators, and a rev counter. Cost of riding. Now this bike comes in at £3,099 for the Euro 5 model. That will be plus £100 on the road for the OTR charge. Your OTR charge covers you for tax, registration, DVLA registration, which costs £75. At Cheap Bikes R Us, you get some fuel, you get your oil, you get your PDI, and you get your number plates and L plates. Other places charge different amounts for this, so I'm just going to specify here, but you can go to other places and get them for whatever their price is. Insurance on this for a 17-year-old should be somewhere in the region of £350 to £500. If you're slightly older, you should be getting it cheaper. If I insured myself on this bike, I would be paying around £140, and I'm not 17 anymore. I haven't been for a while. Tax comes with the bike, and you do not have to have an MOT for 3 years. There is a link in the description if you want to get insurance from BikeSure, and if you do, Riding Reviews will get a little bit of a kickback, and that helps me produce all my awesome content. So when riding this legally, all you have to wear is a helmet. If you wear just a helmet, you are a plonker. So what I recommend is a helmet, jacket, gloves, and a decent pair of boots. They don't have to be motorbike boots, but they do have to be ankle protective. Now, most people will say that you need to wear trousers, and you know who you are. Mr. Trouser Man, Mankini Man. You know. Most people say that you need to wear trousers, but I don't wear trousers whilst riding a bike. I wear jeans, but I won't wear motorbike trousers because they're just too much of a pain in the bum. If I fall off, I'm sure I'll regret it, but at the minute, that's what I am doing. You do whatever makes you feel comfortable, but that's how I ride. Everything else bar motorbike trousers. I did try some jeans before, the motorbike jeans, the protective Kevlar ones, but we can never get a good set that actually fit properly, where your knee bits weren't all the way down there. So yeah, we tried many models and none of them are right. Even places like Bike It, their ones aren't great. Pros and cons. Now, a lot of you are gonna say this isn't a proper Lambretta. It is a proper Lambretta. It's owned by the same family that own the original Lambretta company, and they have been producing this model for a long time. They did try and bring out a model about 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, but it just didn't work. These ones work well. The previous model didn't. They were trying to go a little bit too far away from the original design, and people didn't like it. As I said previous, some of these did have a little bit of an issue with the clocks. Apparently that is now sorted, so you shouldn't be having that issue anymore. Good bits, it's got LED lights, it's fairly comfortable. The seating position, even though it's only 770mm, you will have to be quite a lot taller. I think to sit on this properly and flat-footed, you're gonna have to be somewhere in the region of 6'2". But me personally, it doesn't bother me if I have to ride around with 1 foot on the floor and 1 foot off. But I am a fairly experienced rider. Some of the new riders might find this a little bit of a struggle. But this bike is mainly designed for those people who had the bike previously, so they would have had a driving license in the 60s. I'm not stopping any younger people to want this, but there you go. This also comes in the 50cc version and the 200cc version. 50cc version, paying £3,000 for a 50cc scooter, I don't know how well that's going to go down. Not many people are going to be wanting to pay that sort of money for something that they're only going to be riding around on in a year. And I've got a little bit of an issue with the 200 version. Is it a 200? It's only a 162, so a lot of extra money for not a lot more. There you go. They did do the 300 version. I haven't seen any thing for the Euro 5 version yet. So with a Lambretta, I would say avoid the 200 and go for the 300. With the Royal Alloy, I would say do it the other way around. Go for the 200 instead of 300, because the 300 is not really worth it. You're paying for a sim engine, and it's a lot of, it's £1,500 for not that much more. So. But again, I'm not buying it, you are. So thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed them. Remember that I have over 280 other videos on my channel, so please go ahead and look at those. Hit the thumbs up to tell the YouTube algorithm that you've liked my video, and if you didn't like my video, comment below and tell me what I can do to improve it. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to stay updated to all my latest content. But as always, ride safe.